It's time for a celebration. It's the final weekend of Mardi Gras. The party has been going on all week down here. Dealt with a little bit of a hangover yesterday morning. Friday night got a little bit out of control. I drank more than I normally do. But we have been celebrating here all week, and I know that you guys have too. Mardi Gras is not the cause for all this celebration, though. Most of the country doesn't celebrate Mardi Gras. It's more of a big deal down here in the South. But that is not the reason for all of the partying. What is the reason? The U.S. women's soccer team, led by Captain America herself, Megan Rapinoe, finally won their battle for equal pay. These brave women fought through adversity. They fought those heterosexual, misogynistic men, and they won their money. I'm just so proud. Megan Rapinoe, she has become so proficient at virtue signaling because that's what this is. This is not a victory for women's soccer. This is not a victory for equal pay. This is the court system, along with U.S. soccer, throwing these women some peanuts so they will go away. It would be like a thirsty dude in the desert. One drop of water would feel like a big deal to him. That's what this victory is for women's soccer. It's a drop of water. When they won their appeal earlier this week, Megan Rapinoe was so excited. We won our fight for equity. This is a monumental win for all women. You know what the truth is? It's the same truth that I have been saying about Megan Rapinoe all along. The truth is, Megan Rapinoe doesn't give a shit about equal pay for women. She's not fighting for justice. Megan Rapinoe, she pretends like she is fighting for female athletes. She's reaching the end of her career in soccer. If this appeal victory had any substance to it, the changes wouldn't be implemented until Megan Rapinoe is retired. She paints the narrative that she's being selfless in this fight. I am fighting for the women of the future. They deserve to be better compensated. Bullshit. Megan Rapinoe has been doing this for her own personal financial gain. I always compare her to Colin Kaepernick because she emulated exactly what he did. The so-called face of feminism copied the strategy of a fucking man. By the time Colin Kaepernick got on his knees in 2016, Megan Rapinoe had been playing soccer professionally for about 8 years. She was a nobody. Unless you were one of the handful of people watching women's soccer back then, you had never heard of Megan Rapinoe. August of 2016, Colin Kaepernick, he gets down on his knees to study the grass during the national anthem. What happened the very next month? Megan Rapinoe follows suit. That guy is getting a lot of attention for doing this. Maybe I can copy him, be the female Colin Kaepernick, and I too can become a star. Check her out here. Oh, how brave. You see all those other women standing to honor their country, honor their military, and the one brave woman who had aspirations to be the face of feminism, copying a dude and getting on her knees. Shortly after that, Megan Rapinoe, who had shown no signs of being a social justice warrior to that point, she starts complaining about equal pay in sports. The more vocal she is, the brighter her star shines. You ask somebody about Kobe Bryant, they immediately think of the NBA. You talk to someone about Peyton Manning, they think the NFL. You ask someone about Colin Kaepernick or Megan Rapinoe, the first thought that comes to mind is social justice. Both have used social justice causes for their own personal financial gain. Megan Rapinoe, she makes around 60 grand a year playing in the NWSL. When playing for the U.S. national team, she makes about 100 grand. Yet, Megan Rapinoe somehow has a net worth of over $4 million. Huh. I must meet her financial advisor. He or she, or perhaps they go by they or them, maybe even it. Megan Rapinoe's financial advisor has got to be the most brilliant person in the world. They somehow found a way to parlay $160,000 a year into $4 million. Now, of course, that's not the case. Megan Rapinoe didn't make the bulk of her net worth through investments. She made it through endorsements. Once she became the purple haired female face of woke culture, corporations looking to boost their ESG score were lining up, wanting Megan Rapinoe to endorse their products. Now, this actually backfired in some cases. Last summer, Subway paid her, I think it was hundreds of thousands of dollars to endorse them. Megan Rapinoe, she starred in a promotion where Subway was giving away free subs for a day. It was a disaster. Subway franchise owners claimed that business was as slow that day as it had ever been, with the majority of them blaming the endorsement of Megan Rapinoe. After the decision was announced on their appeal for equal pay, Megan Rapinoe stated, "The justice comes for the next generation, never having to go through what we went through." Oh, oh, how nice. If only this bullshit was believable. Like I said earlier, this was not a win for female athletes. This was a virtue signal. This was pennies on the dollar being given to these women to simply go away. Megan Rapinoe, along with, I believe it was 22 other players involved in this, they were awarded on paper $24 million. Now, on the surface, it appears that each of these players will be given about $1 million each. But as is the case with most things, the way it appears on the surface isn't the truth. You know how much money these women are going to receive? $0. They're going to receive nothing. Why? Because this settlement is contingent on the players being able to successfully negotiate a new CBA with US Women's Soccer. Well, that's just brilliant. Hey, ladies, I have a great idea. We will agree to having this settlement be contingent on a successful CBA, something that we have never been able to get done in the past. If Megan Rapinoe had been able to negotiate a CBA, they wouldn't be suing for equal pay in the first place. Don't take my word for it. If you don't believe me, check out what Hope Solo had to say about this bullshit. Hope Solo has actually been fighting for equal pay for the better part of 6 years. Now, unlike Megan Rapinoe, Hope Solo wasn't using this platform for personal gain. She was actually trying to improve conditions for female soccer players. When this settlement was announced earlier this week, Hope Solo blasted Megan Rapinoe. For one, they agreed to a third of the money that they were asking for. She also claimed Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan, the two so-called leaders of the equal pay movement, she claimed that they were the most agreeable during negotiations. "We are too busy to be bothered with this lawsuit. Please just give us some theoretical money that we will never see so we can move on to making millions through our endorsement deals." Megan Rapinoe is a fucking fraud, and this entire ordeal proves her to be a fraud. This will go unnoticed by most people because the mainstream media, they will continue pretending like Megan Rapinoe was some sort of deity when it comes to women's rights. Hope Solo insinuated that Megan Rapinoe was only looking out for a select few in this lawsuit, mainly her social justice sisters. In public, Megan Rapinoe, she acts tough, pretends like she is a shrewd negotiator fighting for equity. But there's that mythical word again, equity. This was not a fight for equity. This was an attempted cash grab for a select few, money that they will never see. Megan Rapinoe was on the Today Show on NBC earlier this week, and she claimed that this was a huge win. A huge win for who? It's a huge win for Megan Rapinoe. She gets to paint the narrative, along with the help from her friends in the mainstream media, that she took on the man and came out victorious. This will lead to more endorsement deals. It will lead to more speaking engagements so Megan Rapinoe can poison the minds of naive young women across the country. Ladies, you can be like me and sell your integrity for money. But what does this so-called victory do for future female soccer players? Nothing has changed. Hope Solo said it herself. This was not a win. Megan Rapinoe folded. She lost. By now, though, this audience knows how SJWs are. They never let facts get in the way of their agenda. All right, let me know what you guys think. Was this settlement a win for female athletes, or was it simply a win for Megan Rapinoe? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.